my colleagues, Shri Ashish Deshmukh and Shri Samir Meghe, Principal Secretary, Industries, Government of Maharashtra, Dr. P. Anbalgam, Shri Tuhin Parekh, Executive Chairman of Real Estate India, Blackstone, Shri Ashish Agrawal, the man of the day, who has created such a beautiful logistic park, Shri Urvish Rambhia, Shri Alok Jain, Shri R.K. Narayana, Shri Abhishek Maheshwari, Shri Jinesh Jibalia, all the family members of Ashish and all the esteemed guests, dear friends. This is a great occasion when we have just performed the Bhumi Pujan of a state-of-art logistic park, which will be extended part of this logistic park, which I must congratulate Ashish that 7 years back you have created something in Nagpur which was then ahead of time. Such a state-of-art, very advanced logistic park which Ashish created in Nagpur started a new ecosystem for logistics in Nagpur and around eastern Vidarbha. All of us know that Nagpur is 0 mile of our country. The great trigonometric survey was done from Nagpur by the Britishers, and the entire milestones, the real milestones, were laid down by the Britishers, keeping Nagpur as 0 mile. And what can be the better place to have a logistics capital other than a 0 mile of a country from where almost every part of the country is equidistant. Nagpur is a place from where almost the entire GDP of this country is accessible within 10 to 14 hours. And I think that is why we always had this dream to make Nagpur a logistics hub, which included our plan to have also a passenger and cargo hub for air logistics, which I think with the new airport will also be possible to do, because Nagpur has now emerged as a hub in the aviation sector, and we can see now more and more companies into aviation sector are coming to Nagpur with MROs. And when we land at the Nagpur airport, if you have a window seat, just look down and you will see at least 18 to 20 flights lined up for the MRO. So Nagpur is becoming now also the MRO hub of India. But having said that, I think the best potential for Nagpur is to be a logistic hub. And I'm sure that now with this investment which Ashish has brought, and thanks to Blackstone for investing and keeping all the faith in Ashish, that all the logistic parks which you are building in Nagpur, also in Pune, in Mumbai, in all other parts of Maharashtra, will create a great ecosystem for our industries to grow, to create a very efficient supply chain, to bring down the cost of logistics. And I think that will put Maharashtra ahead of its peers in India. I must also tell you that because of Samruddhi Mahamarg, and this logistic park is on Samruddhi Mahamarg, I think the logistics as a business has been reinvented, and with such great connectivity, the new areas are becoming part of the entire supply chain, and they are opening new areas for businesses. But the story doesn't end here. In fact, it starts from here, because now we have already started building a new port in Maharashtra, that is Wadhwan port. This Wadhwan port will be India's biggest port. Today, in terms of handling the container traffic, JNPT is India's biggest port, but Wadhwan is 3 times bigger than JNPT. And from day one, Wadhwan will be amongst world's 10 biggest ports. And why I'm mentioning it here, we are actually simultaneously building a connecting road from Samruddhi Expressway to Wadhwan, because from the Igatpuri junction of Samruddhi Expressway, Wadhwan port will be just 90 kilometers, and with a access controlled super expressway, you will gain accessibility to world's biggest port, which is going to make India a part of new supply chain order of the world. And I think simultaneously, when you finish this part of your logistic park, at the same time, this new connectivity and new port will also be operational, and I think you can also become part of not just domestic supply chain, but you can also be part of global supply chain because of this initiative. I'm sure that today, with all our dynamic policies, the logistic policy wherein you also contributed a lot, because while creating the logistics policy, our industry secretary consulted many players in logistics, but I only consulted Ashish. I didn't consult anybody else. I told Ashish, देख ले भाई, सही बनी है कि नहीं, बाद में बोलेगा तू कि विदर्भ के लिए कुछ नहीं है. So I consulted Ashish, and Ashish gave some very valued suggestions, and I think we included those suggestions, and now we have a very dynamic logistics policy. Maharashtra being a manufacturing hub, the entire supply chain and logistic network has to be very robust. And again, to make India a global superpower, we need to build lot of logistic infrastructure. We need to bring down the cost of logistic, because that is something which is an impediment in us becoming part of global supply chain. And I think once we create such state-of-art infrastructure, we are bound to bring down the logistic cost by bringing huge efficiencies through technologies. Today we all know that logistics and blockchain are two things which are actually changing the nature of every business. And I'm sure that with such future-ready parks, we'll be able to disrupt this entire ecosystem, and we can keep in place our own new ecosystem. And I'm very happy that you are inching towards that. I'm sure that now already Ashish and Blackstone, both of you have committed to invest around 5,000 crores, and I am looking for more. So I'm sure that with new projects and new investment opportunities, you'll also give me one more opportunity or few more opportunities of groundbreaking with your new ventures in logistic parks. I must congratulate Ashish for creating such beautiful park, because I have visited many logistic parks. But you have really created a world-class logistic park, which is not just a logistic park, but it also adds to the sustainability, which is most important today. To be a part of global chain, sustainability is also one of the considerations whereby efficient and sustainable initiatives are accepted globally. And this is one of the most sustainable park which you have created, and your next creation will be more sustainable than this. It will be more tech savvy than this. And I think soon, once this logistic park is set in motion, apart from other tourisms, the tourists will come to this logistic park to see how the cargo is handled, how the supply chain is, channelized. So once again, I would like to congratulate you. I would like to thank Blackstone, and I wish to see many more initiatives. And let me tell you, and you have no doubt in your mind, that me and my team are strongly behind you, are strongly behind every initiative. Thank you. Jai Hind.
हे आहे देशातील नंबर 1 न्यूज नेटवर्क आणि आपण पाहत आहात TV9 मराठी, एकमेव.